Donnie woke up at 7:15. He threw his coat on and went over to Raph's room. Raph was still in bed, but he could wake up by now. "Raph?" Donnie looked at Raph, then shook him a bit. "Oh, I'm up. I want to go back to camp now." "You sure? Are you feeling up to it?" "Yeah." Raph then got out of bed and tossed on his coat as well. They got in the taxi rocket and started on their way back to the campsite. Raph pulled into a small grocery store on the way. "Mikey wanted me to get a few more ingredients for him," Raph said as he unbuckled and opened the door. Donnie decided to follow him inside. Walking in, the bell rang. Donnie quickly put on his hoodie over his head. There was an elderly woman sitting behind a cash register. "Good morning," she said, with a gruff but kind voice. "Morning." "Hello." Raph and Donnie took a stroll through the store. Donnie wandered off to another part of the store, still slightly limping. Raph picked up a few ingredients Mikey requested. Raph turned to find Donnie holding a box of crackers and some juice boxes. "Could I?" Donnie said sheepishly, looking up at Raph. He didn't have his own money with him that time. "Of course. Raph can get those for you if you want." Raph placed the juice and crackers in the basket and wandered to the checkout counter. He placed the items down. Donnie doesn't remember what it costs, but Raph was willing to buy almost anything for his brothers. They walked out of the store, hopped into a taxi rocket, and continued to the campsite. Soon they arrived. Maggie had made the sandwiches for lunch. "Hey, we're back!" Raph said as he hopped out of the vehicle. Donnie opened the door and lifted himself up, looking over the top of the taxi at the campsite. He slowly walked over to his tent and put the juice and crackers next to his bed. He came back out and had lunch with the rest. Later, Leo wanted to go swimming in the lake nearby. Donnie declined on going, not sure if it was wise while his hip was still hurting with movement. Raph and Leo went, and Mikey stayed behind because he wanted to keep Donnie company. But Mikey would have to wait on bonding time because Donnie left to take a shower. After Donnie was done, he crawled back into his tent and fiddled with his atomic glass action figure. Mikey poked his head inside. "Hi, Dee!" "Hello, Michael." Mikey took that as a welcome. He crawled inside with his two favorite dolls, Jupiter Jim and Lujitsu. Together, they made them go on a grand adventure up Gray Mountain. "Holy space nebula! You expect me to climb to the top of this mountain without anti-gravity boots?" Jim said, waving his loose plastic arms in the air. "Yes, and we must reach the top to find the ancient weapon known as the Sword of Peace," Lou said with determination in his voice, swinging his arm up with real chopping action. "We will get the sword and we'll defeat our enemy once and for all." Atomic thrilled, raising her arm with a fist. They went up steep mountains and through dangerous caves. They fought off giant spiders and flying creatures, but at last they made it to the top. The sword was now in sight. It was finally in their grasp. Lujitsu walked up to the sword and grabbed it. Just then, their enemy appeared from the shadows. It was none other than a giant raccoon, with its white fur all matted up from being tossed in a dryer one too many times. "Oh no! It's Coney!" The group of heroes tried to attack, but none of their weapons had any effect. "Quick! Use the sword to defeat Coney!" Atomic Lass said in a panic. Lujitsu raised his sword towards Coney. "I will not hurt you. Leave now and never come back." "It can't be that easy." Coney turned and hopped away. "Okay, fine." Just when Mikey and Donnie finished their little adventure, Raph and Leo came back. By that time, it was supper time again. Donnie watched as Mikey set up the sticks in the fire pit and put them in a teepee shape. He then carefully placed some fire started in the center and lit it with a match. Instantly it burst into flames. The fire grew quickly. Mikey had prepared some zucchini boats with red sauce, mozzarella, and pepperoni in them. He placed them on the grate and started cooking them. It took a bit, but they were finally cooked through. Mikey served them out to his brothers. Donnie took a plate and sat down. Eating it made Donnie miss his pizza. The first thing he's gonna have when he gets home is pizza. The meal was quickly finished, and Donnie headed off to the bathroom to brush his teeth. His hips still hurt when he walked, but it was better than before. He looked up and his jaw dropped. The stars were magnificent that night. Way better than yesterday. Donnie stopped to admire them. Constellations glowing brightly, the Milky Way streaking across the sky. It was clear as day. Donnie wished he could take a picture of it to gaze upon after it was gone, but his phone camera would not do it. Donnie spent a good 10 minutes just staring at the sky till a gust of wind chilled him to the bone. He made it to the restrooms, brushed his teeth, and got back to camp. There he settled for the night in his sleeping bag. Camping has some good things that come with, and its beauty is definitely one of them.